Hello. It's me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is going on, everybody? We are diving into the Chrono Cross OST, which is really exciting. Chrono Cross, obviously I've played Chrono Trigger, but I've never played Chrono Cross before. And I know that the music is terrific in Chrono Cross because I've heard Time Scar as an example. So the game plan for today is to crash through... Hey, Renshin, good morning. We're going to crash through selections from Chrono Cross. Thank you, of course, to Renshin, actually, for sponsoring this live stream, which is very exciting because I've always wanted to listen to this, and I've just never had time. And now I have the time. So I'm really happy and excited about this. Good morning. Let's see. Let's get it set up. Boop, 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 do, 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 do. Start a week-long break. You can go back to sleep. Don't feel like you need to be awake. So, Chrono Cross, JRPG, Yasunori Mitsuda. Oof, I've actually messaged on Facebook of all places. It's really funny. About the composition, I've never been the best at describing music in lengthy, flowery prose. That's why I'm here. So all I can say is Chrono Cross's soundtrack feels like kicking your feet up on a summer's day while lounging under an umbrella by the beach. It's the kind of soundtrack you can put on while cooking, studying, working, driving, trying to sleep, pretty much at any occasion and not be disappointed. Chrono Cross is a JRPG released in 1999 for the PlayStation that serves as the successor to Chrono Trigger, one of the most beloved games of all time. While it does not live up to its predecessor in the eyes of many, Chrono Cross features beautiful environments, a colorful and large cast of characters, a fun and engaging battle system, and one of the single greatest OSTs in all of video gaming. Today we're going to be listening to 33 tracks with a total play time of around 1 hour and 26 minutes. That'll probably go to 2.5. And we've got ourselves a couple of tracks to break down. So let's do it. Thank you, Renshin. Here we go. Good morning. Hello. Below that sustained. That's really nice. I miss Scars of Time. We'll go back. You know, there's a bit of almost a religious quality in that I think is really hard to deny. Which is ironic because actually now that I'm singing it, it kind of sounds like Zelda's Lullaby. But there is this beautiful feeling right here. Listen to this. So that little lick right there is almost religious. There's this beautiful feeling of like, well, obviously coming home, homeworld, Arnie, but also, you know, there's a certain sort of like almost, I think what it probably does is it symbolizes the space of peace that exists in our home, right? There's this place of rest that comes across there, and the gentility of that motif sort of sends home the concept of almost like godliness, but like the like sort of like the placid, you know, Garden of Eden kind of sound. Let's go up to Scars of Time really quick though. One of the best. Good morning. One of the absolute best. Boom. Oh man. Sorry, I'll shut up. I don't want to sing too much over it. It's just truly like one of the greatest pieces of video game music I've ever heard. Good morning. Well, so these are selections, so Brink of Death is not on here. Oh, it's further down anyway. Bottom. The recap up. I need to do a try not to sing along challenge. Challenge impossible. Good morning. And then the abrupt ending is so satisfying because it almost feels like you get to the edge of the cliff and you just raise your hands up into the sky and you say like, "Hello world, I'm here. I'm alive." You know, and the song really, it's interesting because, you know, the sort of the subtlety of a title like Scars of Time is so interesting, right? Because it's like, well, what does that mean? And I think that's like the individual journey. Like what are the scars of time? You know, is it the sins of our fathers, right? Is it the past transgressions is it generational trauma? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? And obviously, like, given some of the connection between Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger with the girl in this, you know, anyway, I don't know, but it's a gem. It's a real delight of a piece, and it really feels like flying free above the sky. And the sun is bright, and I just see like flowing fields of green, and like, you know, there's the cliff's edge, and yeah, just the vibrancy in that piece is so amazing. You know, it's exceptional. Really, really. Hola Chile, ¿cómo estás? Plains of Time. Praise the sun, exactly. Huh? Wait. Wait. That's... Hold on. That's... What? Oh, that's awesome. Hold on. Yeah! Oh my god, that's amazing! Ta-da! Oh, like almost. Like it's deceptive. It's like almost there. Da-dee-da. But then there's also Scars of Time in there too. Well, it makes sense. Planes of Time versus Scars of Time. No! Ba-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. That's oh, that's the open world theme. Wait. Yeah. Wait, is that Ruined World? No. Aha. That's cool. Hold on. I just want to check something. Sorry, since I didn't realize there were so many like nods to the. Is it Peaceful Day? It's definitely not that. Hold on. Okay, no, it's not. It's not that. Is it this one? Yeah! Memories of Green. That's what it is. Yeah. That's so cool. So it's interesting how it mixes Corridors of Time with Memories of Green, kind of, like, sort of. Ba-da-da-da-ya. Yeah, that's really nice. Also, it's also nice because it has that steel drum kind of sound quality to it, which is really, I think it kind of like, so it's interesting because, I mean, it's not actually a steel drum, but it's cool because it gives a richness in that timbre, which is really, really beautiful. That's gorgeous. All right, Arnie, Another World. Oh, so Homeworld and then Another World. Ah, okay. Look at all your Iron Mouse so many of you from Twitch have come from Iron Mouse at this point. Da, dee, da, dee, da, da. This used to make you sad? Da, 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 yo. Well, we can talk about why in a second. I also want to see how we do the loop here. Yeah, so we just have the like sort of the lower the upper register body. So that's cool. So we have sustain, and then in that noise, that's actually really nice. The smooth body. Wrench, and sorry I missed Shore of Dreams for the... Oh, wait, did I just skip that one again? I did. I'm skipping on accident. I'm sorry. So, you know, in my mind, what I really like about this piece is the slow tempo, but also it does keep the obviously the semblance of the previous one that we listened to. But what I'm struck by is how warm and kind and gentle and tender that is, right? Now there is a little bit of melancholy in that, absolutely, especially in the way the melody line goes. You know, so like that sound is inherently very, very sort of not languid, but it's very it feels very personal. It feels very much like a conversation between you and a loved one or an elderly person who is like in their, you know, sick bed or something, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna tend to you. I'm gonna look after you. I'm gonna take care of you. Like there's or on the flip side, it could be talking to someone you love, or, you know, there is an energy in it that's very, 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 very peaceful and it's very gentle. You know, it's like a sick child or, you know, tucking a child into bed for the first time. And there's this sort of warmth in it, but there is, you know, the melancholy is interesting because probably because of the slow, it's a very languid kind of pace. It's obviously not like a dirge or a lacrimosa piece because the melody has this, it's interesting. Melody is such a powerful and effective thing because depending on our mood, we can, not all the time, but in some cases like this, there's a bit of an amorphous quality to it where you can say it's sad. You can say it makes you feel a little bit nostalgic, and nostalgia does carry with it sometimes a degree of sadness or a longing for better times or other days, right? But on the flip side, you can also listen to it and think it sounds really peaceful and beautiful and gentle. There's such a way with the nuance with something like that where it's not quite like, it's not, you know, because I'm happy, come along if you feel like happiness, which is obviously like, actually it'd be so funny to put that on a song, put that on when you're like deeply depressed. Like imagine putting that shit on when you're deeply depressed and like, you know, you're filming it and it's like, like, come along if you feel. I love that. I love when we take things that don't fit and somehow make them fit. But yeah, it's definitely gentle. Anyway, we'll do Shores of Dreams, Another World. I skipped this one earlier, probably because I don't have my glasses on. I'll probably stop maybe 2 times. Well, I'll see where it goes. We'll definitely analyze it. I've kind of been analyzing each of these tracks for the most part. So let's go to Shore of Dreams, Another World. Oh, wow. So, you know, I actually want to mention that. So to me, that is, it's really, really beautiful. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Sorry. That's exceptional. Ba da 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 ya. See, we were talking about nostalgia earlier. Hey, Ali, how are you? Ali loves mint. There's an amazing feeling in that of nostalgia, but of sadness. That's really like, man, you know, so there, I'll talk a little bit about some of the minutia that I was paying attention to, but like one of the things that's really excellent about this piece is this really feels like you have to go. This is like breakup song 101. Like this is phenomenal. There's such a degree of sadness in this, but so it's not bleak. Like there's still hope in that sound, right? Da dee da dee da you da dee. So within that melody, to my ear, I hear an incredible sound of loss and like saying farewell. But it's like we turn our back. And we know that the path forward is laden and heavy laden with that, with sadness and with grief and with like, you know, we know that this moment is transformative. And yet there's no going back, right? And I think part of that we get with the chorus. Then we also get it with the movement. Actually, let me just restart. I see your question. Hold on one second. So we start off with the chorus. Kind of sustain. So that whole thing there, it's excellent, right? So we get this movement, boom, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-boom, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-boom, and then we get and then the chorus is like kind of sitting there and making us reflect on life, and it's this kind of like steady drizzle of rain or something, you know what I mean? And actually, I will say with the way that the chords are moving there, I also think that there's a degree of like kind of like hope in the sound, right? Sebi, what's up? Thank you. 4 months. Appreciate you. And then there's doubt, but there's also resolution. So it's that's what we get the first time, and then the second time we got that what we just had, and that is almost like saying like, okay, all right, I know what I need to do. You know, it's really just gorgeous track. I've never heard this before. Shore of Dreams, Another World, absolutely stunning. That's going on the Forever playlist. I would definitely put that on a non-gamer reacts episode for sure. SMG, good morning. I would like to know how to request the songs to react to. There are 2 from a soundtrack that just came out. I would love to recommend, but I don't want to skip previous requests of those. So on patreon.com/MarcoMeatball, there's a anime watch along tier. There's a song request tier. There's a just like come and hang out and be a part of the community tier. Yeah, right now we're listening to selections from Chrono Cross. But it's all available to you at exclamation point Patreon, which I will drop in the chat. Not to peddle my Patreon, obviously, but that's how we do things. Of course, if you have a box and you set it instead of another box, is that box inside of a box or outside of a box? Great question. Also the bass. Thank you, bass. The bass is also extremely cool because the bass is very supported in that sound. So even though we are traveling and moving forward, the bass actually keeps us rooted within that space. You know, it keeps us rooted and tethered. And the bass, you know, I think we overlook how important bass is. Now, obviously, Mitsuda-san uses bass a lot in this whole soundtrack. We hear a little bit in Scars of Time, but definitely hear. Let me find a clear example. Right there. So it actually helps us move through the transitions as it descends. Back to tonic, back to the, you know, the root of the piece as we reset. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard the Divas Halloween song. I think I listened to the original, but I didn't actually listen to her rendition of it. Okay, let's go to Whirlwind. So apparently this is the battle theme that's a little bit too violin-y. Let's check it out. Wow, this is regular battle theme? I wish I knew what the meter of this was. That's like really harsh. Wow. It's 9/4 or some meter that makes my brain hurt. So I imagine listening to this over and over and over would get a little grating, but that being said, I actually think it's a pretty intense little track. And I only say that because of how brutal that is. It's very like chaos, right? And Whirlwind, yeah, like someone said, is very appropriate. It's kind of like it's gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's that deep. Like, it's kind of visceral. It's very on edge and very intense, and it's cool. I kind of dug it. I kind of dug that it was in like sort of a somewhat mixed meter, but the meter's crazy. That's out of my pay grade. But yeah, obviously, like, there's an intensity in it that's, I think, really satisfying to hear. Let's go to the victory theme. Hello, Maria. Wow, that's huge. What? Wait, that's the theme we heard earlier. That's surprisingly nice. Wait, does that borrow from Chrono Trigger? Oh, Luca, Chrono Trigger. Is it? Wait, hold on before we get there. No, is it? Da, 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 ya, da, 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 da. Oh, yeah. Sugar. Oh yeah, it's just the fanfare. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's so cool. All right, so the Brink of Death, which is I assume the boss theme. Holy, Final Fantasy VIII coded right there. The ascending sort of pseudo melody back there. It's it's interesting how the sort of the melody is actually in between the. So usually the melody would be in the upper register, or like if we're looking at a piano, if this is the bass clef, this is the tenor clef, or the treble clef, I should say. Sorry, tenor clef, something else. Usually the melody is going to be up here, but in this case, like the sopranos are up top, and then the like sort of the triangle and all that other stuff, and then in between that, sandwiched in between those, is the melody, which I think is kind of interesting. It's the part that here I'll play right there. Ba ba pia dee da, that part. That's probably obvious to you. Is that obvious to you? I don't know. I'm just saying shit, chat. Whatever. I'm just talking out loud, chat. I don't know. Oh, that's cool. Scott, you get a little bit of a rave in there. I actually love how ra ta ra di da da ra da 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 di da da. It's cool actually. That reminds me of well, a little bit less intense, but the other piece I'm thinking of is more intense. But Griever from Final Fantasy VIII is a lot more visceral. But the chanting is kind of good. I did not know that, Soul Edge. That's wild. You get that lower piano thing. See, it's interesting because now the strings are the forefront. So then the strings are in the forefront. And that's where they're showcasing the danger, the brink of death. This is like the get your shit together theme, you know? Yeah, I like that. That's the boss theme, I assume. Let's do Victory, Call of Summer. It's like huge. So much echo. A little bit slower. The snare drum back there is fucking massive. I like that because the snare is actually, in a sense, seems like the snare is in a different rhythm or meter. Fossil Valley. Ooh. I love this xylophone slash marimba jamming out on the fossils. Gotta have the fucking acoustic guitar in there though, because it's... I love the chords that the chords are kind of tight. Like the harmony is fantastic there. This one's mixed meter too. Oh. Feels like a slight Celtic element. Oh. Clave. And then there's the bass too. And then we circle. Lovely, lovely little piece. Termina, Another World. Speaking of... Wow, I love that sound. I love the energy in this. Hey, Bloomberg, thank you. You too. That's a Millennial Fair remix? Really? Oh, yeah. 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 You know, this must have been super special for Mitsuda-san because, like, if I recall correctly, like, he pushed himself to the point that Uematsu had to step in and do a little bit of recording as well. So the fact that he could like circle back and kind of maybe, obviously Chrono Trigger has had many different remix albums, and of course there's the Time Symphony, or the that wonderful orchestrated version. Isn't there a jazz version as well that's official? So to go back and then do Chrono Cross, which subsequently in 1999, not that far after Chrono Trigger, must have been really something, which is really cool. Shadow Forest. Well, bam, 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 bam. This is mixed meter too. Hi, Kramen. Bum 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 bum. It's kind of just, it reminds me very much of like John Adams or Philip Glass. It's very minimalist in its repetition and structure. Obviously, it's actually growing here a bit, so not quite, but. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. See, you put that on for like an hour, you ain't gonna hear shit. It's amazing. It just totally takes you away. Enjoy your food. It's really amazing. It like locks you in. That kind of vibe locks you in for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. It's amazing. Viper Manor. I like how you can hear the danger within the glockenspiel, if I recall. But then, of course, you get this part. Boom, boom. I like how snapping is like a fundamental. It reminds me so much of Final Fantasy VII in here. It's Midgar Slum Village, I think. Gotta have a hammer hit, of course. The transitions into the loops are so genius. Hold on one second. Ollie, I see your question. One sec. So you get a little bit of space, just little notes that I find interesting. It's like so subtle, but the way that we kind of circle back into the loop is actually really clever. Bum 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 beam bum beam 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 beam. Oh yeah, FF8's in here too. I was thinking Sector 7, yeah. It's a nice track though, actually. Sort of understated. It probably wouldn't be a track that I would jam out to, but it's definitely a track that's like interesting. You reckon that the nostalgia potential of a piece does not reside in the quality of a song, but rather from its uniqueness? Well, I think that's a question that doesn't really have an answer. In my mind, I mean, there are lots of pieces that are mediocre that I think people still will like if they connected to the game experience or to the music or like have some sort of an anchor to it. Some music can be an anchor point even if it's abysmal. So I don't necessarily think it's based on like how good the song is. I definitely think that it's based on... Yeah, I don't even know that it's about uniqueness per se, so much as it is about like place and time. Like I love, well, okay, wait, no. Well, so that's not really a bad, I mean, the problem with video games is that in general, there are no like, I mean, there's bad tracks as we've discovered, but there's not like bad tracks. Like, you know, like the tracks are good, but they're not like bad per se. But like there are certain tracks that I like, Roses of May, right? A gorgeous track. Fairly simple, nothing crazy about it, and yet that I have like a deep sensory connection to it, right? But so to answer your question, I don't know that it's about uniqueness so much as it is about like the emotional connection that we, and I think like that emotional subtlety and the emotional connection we have to tracks, whether they be like pop songs or whatever. Like I distinctly remember listening to "Fly Like an Eagle" when I was depressed in high school, helping my dad move lumber. Move like firewood. Fly like an eagle to the... I don't even give a shit about the song. But that moment for me is deeply nostalgic, you know? Like, I don't know why. Like, not only because I like Space Jam, but also because, like, it just connects me to that exact moment in time. I'm right there, tending to the firewood with my father, with my gloves on, listening to my Walkman with Fly Like an Eagle on it. Same thing with... I used to mow lawns with my dad. So like I used to listen to a lot of Elton John while doing that. And I distinctly remember, Daniel, Elton John. That I'm right there at that stupid fucking lawn, mowing the lawn, listening to Daniel. Now, all of these are great tracks. So it's hard to say about quality, but I definitely think that I wouldn't even say they're necessarily unique. They're just great songs. So I think nostalgia is just nostalgia. It's like whatever you happen to click in with. You know what I mean? Personally. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Does that answer your question? Most of the tracks were composed before this game for the SNES. It was the text-based game called Radical Dreamers. Ah, I see. Hi, Laser. All right, next up is Sailing Another World. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Wow. It gives me, you know what it gives me? That gives me home from Undertale, of all things, actually. I like this one more, though. I love hearing the riff, the moving to hit the frets. Also, just a general note, such an interesting musical family there, because you have the piano, the bass guitar, and then the acoustic guitar. And I mean, I don't really hear that as a combination all that often. And something about that is just so really rich and warm. The bass guitar's presence there is really exceptional. It's very rich. It really fills out the track. Also, the piano, middle, upper register, so it, it has a little bit of that longing kind of. I think the whole soundtrack is kind of nostalgic, to be honest. But there's this real feeling of well, it's called sailing, so I'm assuming you're on a boat while this is playing. But it's very placid. But I like that there's a little bit of like sort of movement in the piano, and the acoustic guitar is just nice. It kind of fills it out. The acoustic guitar is kind of our rhythm our rhythm, while the bass guitar is keeping us kind of steady and flowing, and then the piano is like the seagulls and the sunshine and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I play some of these tracks for Davey504. I gotta email him. I mean, I know he's getting sued right now, so I don't know if he'll want to actually. I don't know if he's actually getting sued, but I've made it my life's mission to collaborate with him. And then it kind of, you know what, it actually gets fuller and a little bit louder, as if to say like we're like cresting over a wave, you know? It's really nice. All right, let's check out The Best of Time. Beautiful resolution there. Wow, that's gorgeous. You know, that song really gives way to, well, contemplating what the world would be like if you died young, never felt so chill. Jesus. And I think that's really it, isn't it? I mean, like, the song really, to me, feels like, you know, contemplating existence itself. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I mean, like, you know, like, life is this fleeting thing, and that really feels like love to me. Yeah, that hits. That's really beautiful. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. Sailing Homeworld. I love that. Ba ba da da. So it's excellent, and it's interesting too how when we add the electric guitar, suddenly we're in a whole new dimension. It's amazing how by adding the electric guitar, we're in an environment of like I wouldn't say joviality or like feeling of happiness, because there is a feeling in that of energy, but there is enthusiasm in that. You know what I mean? It's really pretty. And it feels a lot more, there's a lot more forward momentum in that. There's a lot more, sort of like, there's an attitude shift of, we can do anything. You know what I mean? And I really like that compared to the other Sailing, which is a lot more obviously placid and you know, oh, life is good. This one's like, come on, put down the sail. Let's catch some waves. You know what I mean? It's a different energy. Miraculous and mystifying. Oh my god, I feel like I'm playing Where Winds Meet all of a sudden. You said crazy? Crazy. I love Yarhu though. Oh, crazy. All right, let's do Chronomatic. Okay. Ah, again, it's that same. Da-dee, da-doo, da-da-da. Bam, 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 bam. Da-dee-da-da, da-da-dee-da-da-da-hee-da-da. I actually really enjoyed that. What a vibe. This whole soundtrack is just such a mood, you know that? Let's pop over to Bound by Fate. So we'll be stopping and starting as we go if something sticks out. So it's interesting because in this moment, everything is over. Like we lose everything. In this moment, innocence is gone. Hopelessness kicks in. It's very reminiscent of, classical music, like a Lacrimosa or Lacrimosa di there's obviously the whole concept in that, especially being so string heavy, is this idea that like everything is over. And we are, on our knees. We're at death's door. There's kind of no turning back in this moment. This is when the fires are exploding around you, and you're just looking out and being like, "What the hell? I can't do anything. I can't fix this. I can't solve this." There's tons of weight. Yeah, I agree. And there's weight because of the strings kind of leaning into it, and it really feels like it plays at a funeral. It's a very powerful piece. Let me keep going. So even there, I mean, and you hear the air is kind of escape. You hear the right. And that space really gives weight to it because it's like, so we kind of swell like a wave. So that's the wave crashing onto the sea, and then we pull back. And then there's that gap where nothing happens. You just see the beach. We go down lower, and then that sustains. And the strings, upper strings, kind of come in, and then we kick in. And that musical gesture too is really interesting. That little musical phrase, like that in and of itself, like that sound is that sound of is the funeral procession, the funeral pyre, the bleak sadness. Mr. Nylon, my favorite game of all time. Come on over. Don't spend time on Twitter. Come join us on YouTube or Twitch. And it kind of fills out. And we get the timpani, right? Yeah, I mean, excellent little piece. That really feels like Anakin and Obi-Wan in Mustafar. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to defeat us and not join them. Excellent. El Nido Triangle. Ooh, underwater. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Boy. You cannot defeat me. Good morning. Man, it's all like distorted though. That's interesting. It's so muffled. It's really cool, actually. kind of interesting though, because it's a little bit otherworldly, isn't it? Good morning. There you go. See, it's a little otherworldly. You know, it's really, there's a kind of elegance within it, even though it's a bit unnerving, and I get a little bit of that bass that pops through. This is my first time listening to most of Chrono Cross, yes. And obviously this is not nearly all the tracks because, well, there's only 33 here, so. Chronopolis. I have the folks that request these sort of the upper tier of the Patreon. They request the soundtracks, and we've come to an understanding that my ears start to bleed after a couple hours. So we try not to have tracks be more than I forget what the rules are. One of my mods can help, but I'm pretty sure it's like max 30 tracks or max 2 hours long, just because otherwise my ears start to bleed. If I could listen to the whole thing, I would, but it's difficult with the schedule as it is. Figuratively, I mean, for now, there's time to change that. Well, I don't want to see that happen. Bing, bing, bum, bum, bum. Wow. Actually, I love that undulation. Oh? Wow. The industrial, like, clanging is such an interesting, such a fun thing. I like how, you know, isn't that fun? There's that, like, distant sound, you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's busy, it feels industrial, but at the same time, there's this, like, background kind of like this place has seen some shit. And I love the twirl of the guitar, I'm sorry, of the piano, and then we fill it out with this. And it has like this sleepy sound almost because of the way that it's kind of pushed into the background slightly. It's such a cool little piece. Ding ding dum dum dum. It's such a like a 90s vibe to it, which is really excellent. The Sea of Eden. Gotta have the chorus. I love that ethereal shit. Feel like giving Chrono Cross a play yet? You son of a bitch! I knew this was your goal. Yes, yeah. I was actually thinking to myself, I've been overlooking Chrono Cross. I should pop myself down, put a blanket over me, and start her up. Wait, that sounds weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't have time, but I want to. Between Where Winds Meet absolutely possessing my mind and body, and I've almost got 50 hours in Where Winds Meet, by the way. It's absolutely mental. That coupled with which I'm going to be streaming later, 48 hours, yeah. And then obviously we're back on Xenoblade Chronicles, this time for real, which I won't play again till Monday. I can't. Chrono Cross is better than Where Winds Meet. Probably not. I don't know. Fairy magic. Excellent. You know what? Wrenchen, I don't know if this is in my, where is that post? The shortest musical number in video games. Put that in there. All right. Etude. Oh. Excellent. Etude 2. So Etude, clearly like some sort of a concert. All right, Magical Dreamers. I'll be stopping a bit in this one as well. Yeah, Leo, sorry. So they come together and they unisonly. Holy. Oh. Ba-da-da-da. Just a slight remark. The gathering of bass in this is legitimately cool. The way that the bass guitar fills out so many of the tracks that it plays in is I think like fantastic. It's like just so fun to hear like this very supported bass sound. And then of course the electric guitar up top. It's interesting because the song itself has a lot of youthful energy in it. Ba-dee-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da-da, do-da-dee-da. You know, like the energy of it is very, very, very spirited, and full of hope, and the way that the melody kind of leans in. It's this like kind of idea of like it reminds me of like just like a huge smile, you know, and like peace, but excitement within that peace, like just everything is good for a moment, and it kind of feels like end credits. It's not, I don't think, but yeah. What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome in. Also here the melodic writing here is really interesting, and also rhythmically speaking. Hold on, let me just point this out. I think it's really interesting. I also love how bright that is. Ba 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 ba. Like right there, the way that we're hitting ba 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 da ya da da da. The energy in that is really, I think, very inspired. There is within that energy, it's kind of like when we are hitting, you know, we're kind of emphasizing, and when we're emphasizing, it's kind of like a tenuto mark, kind of, which is essentially like, if I recall correctly, it's been like fucking years since I've looked at a tenuto, but the tenutos, obviously tenere is to hold, but there's a bit of a slight hit. Ba, 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 ba. I don't think I actually mean tenuto. I mean, oh god, the symbol that's the upside, well, the triangle upside down. Anyway, or you know what I mean. It doesn't matter. All that to say, like the way that we're hitting into that gives it energy, right? Ba ya ba 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 da do, and that sound is it's very satisfying. And then obviously the Celtic bagpipey, whatever the hell it is, that energy as well. It's all very bright, even though it kind of feels to me like it's a song of possibility. You know, it's just really pretty. The Girl Who Stole the Stars. My name sounds Italian. I am Italian. Buon pomeriggio a voi. Buonasera. The child laughter there is so laughter. When I say laughter, I mean like the child singing, the very light la-las, you know, maybe slightly, ever so slightly out of pitch, is so disarming, isn't it? The stillness of it all is really, I think, extremely effective at creating this sense of like, it's kind of like take my hand, and then we kind of, you know, we take the hands of a child, and it's so very, very, very peaceful. You know, it's like a distant memory of that, you know, of a kid, a small child. It's beautiful. Dreams of the Ages. I saw that cover. I like the... There's a real nice harmony there with the middle voice. Oh, wow. Da da ya. Yeah, Radical Dreams of the Chrono Trigger Ages. It's so true. That's a cool catch. The thing about that track, what I find really, really exceptional, is the fact that it's actually kind of soft. It's not so in your face with, like, I think sometimes modern compositions tend to be like really obvious, and that one's actually somewhat gentle, despite the fact that there's clearly like high stakes. It's a high stakes situation. It's like a big deal, right? And yet, what I appreciate about it is the fact that it kind of is a little chill, you know? And the most interesting part about it is the fact that throughout the piece, what it actually ends up sounding like is a doubling down and a committing to just living with what's here, you know? And I think sometimes, and this, I'll get a little heady here, I think sometimes a lot of us live in the shadow of the past. And one of the biggest factors in people kind of getting stuck in life, and I've done this myself, is spending too much time in the past and not enough time in the present, or even worse, spending too much time in the future, which is obviously anxiety. I forget what it was like. So you spend too much time in the past, you have depression. Spend too much time in the present, you're you know, kind of taking it day by day, and then spending too much time in the future equals anxiety. And then you want to shoot for the middle. And in this particular theme, what we end up getting is this feeling of like, I know what came before. I know I can't change the past. I know I can't change what's happened, but I will try to face the future with what I am able to deliver in the present, if that makes sense. Like, we can't really do much to get to the future. We can only set ourselves up for success. We can't change what's come before. And so this song felt like, predominantly through the melding of those two melodies, it's kind of like when the Chrono Trigger stuff pops up, it's like, well, what the hell can we do about that? Nothing. You know, it's like Sins of the Father, like, let it go. Whereas then Radical Dreamers of Scars of Time, or I think it was Radical Dreamers, that's kind of like, well, this is all we have. How do we make the best of that? It's a very, it's because the callbacks are really nice, right? So that's clearly the nostalgia. But then on top of that, there's also this feeling of like, well, what can I do about it? Well, nothing. I don't know. I think it's really beautiful. Dragon God. So obviously the momentum here is cool. That's the kind of constant momentum. And then the chant was really interesting. It reminds me a lot of the Artanelico. Hi, baby. What's the matter? Hi. What you doing? You came to say hi? What's up, baby? You okay? What you doing? What you doing? Huh? What's up, baby? You alright? You alright? She never pushes my door open when she never pushes the door open. Sorry, I got totally distracted. She never pushes the door open when I'm working. So she had something to say. You want to see her chat? You want to see Poppy? You want to see Luna? Luna, you want to go up? Want me to pick you up? I ask, it's a rhetorical question, of course. It's the baby. 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 Eat the baby. Let's fix your tail. So you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Relax. 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 You can come hang out with Daddy. You can come hang out with Daddy. Anyway, so the singing momentum there is really interesting because it's sort of otherworldly and it's kind of like deformed, even though it's a soprano singing and stuff, you know. Did you just burp? She goes, shut the fuck. Oh my God. Luna, say hi to the camera. Say hi. Look. Say hi. Right up there. Look, up there. Look. Boop, boop, boop. Look. That's actually really cool. So the stress comes in that way, and then we get this. What the fuck are you doing? What's the matter? You really? You got it? You have an itch right now? What's the matter? Okay, go ahead. By all means. It's interesting too because when the sort of the fiddle comes in, there's a bit of a sound, almost like a dance, and the dance in that is very obviously there's tension in it, of course, but it's interesting how it's a bit like a push and pull. I find that kind of fun because it's like also the chant gives it this otherworldly thing where it's like unnatural and not something that belongs to this world or this space, you know. It's pretty cool. And then the mixed meter is really interesting too. And that sounds like it should be a happy theme, but it has like a minor tilt to it. Which is that from? That sounds like it's from Chrono Trigger as well. What's the matter, Bubba? What's the matter? You alright? And then down here, there's like this pressing sound. Obviously, it's the Dragon God, so you hear the sound quality, the percussion and stuff of it being very sizable and very, big. That chant is unnerving. Hey, Nick. You've been playing Ace Combat 7 for 856 hours? Oh my God. The Darkness of Time. So this is the like sort of no man's land. It's like at World's End. Okay. You alright? Okay, and then this is A Distant Promise. It's like the glass is cracking. Why is Shala's theme here? It's literally my favorite track from Chrono Trigger. I could do without the entire soundtrack, and Chrono Trigger would be. And Shala's theme is literally one of my favorite pieces of video game music ever. Ever. fucking love Shala's theme. What is this? Is this Scars? Wait, no. Is this all Shala? Wait, no. What is this? This is something else. Yeah, it's Scars of Time slowed down. Wow. I think in the end, you know, just to stop for 2 seconds, like the reality is, like, you know, I stop. Sometimes I stop and I don't actually know what I'm saying until I start saying it. So just like, that's one of those moments. I felt moved by that piece very much. It felt like it's a it makes me very emotional. That is a track that I think encapsulates, like, how fast, as I get older, time seems to move considerably faster than it did even 10 years ago. So I'm 38 years old, and I remember feeling like there was more time. And I think here the slow chord progressions, the slow chord movements. I think honestly one of my biggest one of the sadnesses, that's not a word. One of the sad parts of life, I think, is the fact that you blink and 10 years goes by. You blink and it's like, well, what happened? Where was I? What was I doing? Why am I this age all of a sudden? You mean I can't eat an entire sleeve of Chips Ahoy cookies and mix it in milk and stir it and not have explosive diarrhea? What do you mean? What do you mean that's what happens? Why do I get sick what happened to my body? What do you mean I can't eat 3 cheesy gordita crunches and everything is terrible afterwards and I have heartburn and I think I'm having a heart attack and I'm dying? And the reality is that, time moves very quickly. And the question becomes, how do we can't slow it down. Hey, streamer. So I was going to say I absolutely can eat an entire sleeve of cookies, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I also can. My point is time moves really fast. And so this song to me really showcases that feeling of like fleetingness. Like it showcases this sound of slipping through your fingers. And I think that's what makes it kind of sad, Dude, I fucking love Chips Ahoy cookies. Can we talk about it? Chips Ahoy cookies are disgusting. And yet, they are divine. They are ass. They are ass. Chips Ahoy are butt cheek cookies. They are not good cookies. Not good cookies. And yet, there's something about them. The way that they melt in milk. Oh my God, talk about nostalgia. This is what we do here on this channel, guys. We try to keep it real, okay? We try to keep it casual. Yeah, we'll talk about our feelings. We'll talk about why music is the way it is. We'll talk about how good music is or how bad music is or why we love music. But we're also going to talk about Chips Ahoy cookies and explosive diarrhea. And if you can't hang, then I think we need to reevaluate. All right? Hey, Ricardo, what's up? That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Yeah, this song reminds you of cookies and diarrhea and how fast time moves. Everyone leaves. Anyway, it's a gorgeous track, and I do think it's if anything, your motility would be faster with diarrhea, but that's a separate conversation. Gut motility is it moves quickly through the intestines, which it doesn't get processed, which is why it's anyway. But yeah, I think that track it's slow, it's languid, it's powerful. It's really, really excellent. That's a beautiful little piece. Radical Dreamers, Le Trésor Interdit. I love this one. Wait, what are the lyrics? So fucking beautiful. Wow. What a beautiful... It's such a true song to life, too. So elegant. I mean, even the lyrics, Time envelops both love and pain until they fade away, but I still remember them and I always will. And I think, it's sorry not to stop, such a gorgeous track, but, just thinking out loud, like, there's something so majestic about, like, so there's two different emotions when we think about time. There's nostalgia, and then there's, like, pain. And it's amazing how I think all of us at one point or another encounter some sort of that feeling of separateness, and that feeling of, like, what could have been, or what if, or sort of those questions that kind of can haunt us and churn in our minds and bodies. And a track like this does such a great job of encapsulating that feeling of, there's not, like, really a word. I mean, there are words that describe it, but it's hard to really capture that feeling in a single word or a sentence, because the sound, it's loss, but it's also, like, I mean, this song could apply for me in my connection with my father, right? Like, I mean, I'm longing for my father and wanting to have him by my side. And, like, it's not necessarily a song of romance per se. I mean, it can be, but, there's a lot of pain in knowing that I don't have my father next to me. You know what I mean? And I feel like this song, especially, this time of year, this time last 4 years ago was when I sort of saw my dad start to kind of decay before my eyes. He would get, like, stuck when he would be bending over, and I would have to help him up. And as we progressed towards Christmas and then into the new year, and then, the day he died on January 8th, like, there's this sort of, the decay was very fast of that cancer. And this song, I think, in a lot of ways encapsulates that feeling of, like, longing for him, and that his my relationship with him and his fatherhood. And it's just so, it's really like that feeling of, like, it's gone. You know what I mean? It's gone. And all we have is literally right now. And how do we hold on to that as much as we can? My wife's best friend, who kind of set us up, she had joined Hinge, and then she was like, "Can you do it too?" And then my wife was like, "Sure." And then 2 days later, she literally met me. It was divine timing, crazy stuff. She actually passed away 2 years ago, and she was quite sad. She'd been going through a lot in her life, and there was a sadness that she carried, which is so even more tragic, that she passed, like, in a sort of a period of transition. So there was a lot of unrest with her in her heart. And this song too, like, reminds me of that person. Like, I never got to meet her really. We talked on the phone twice, right? Because it was still early days in my relationship with my wife. It's so tragic, it's so tragic. And that, I think this song does such a great job of like holding a like that bubble of a feeling, whatever that feeling may be. But there's an inherent melancholy in this of knowing that life is sweeping by. It's terrible, yeah. Anyway. Well, sorry. I, like, went deep into a hole. Heard time slipping by and instantly felt my birthday coming up in 2 days. Oh, on Thanksgiving. You need to enjoy all the Chips Ahoy and Taco Bell while you still can. That's right, Nick. Pretty soon it's just going to be diarrhea for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nick Ashwolf. Happy birthday to you. Hi, Luna. What's up, Papa? You're back? God, 8 years ago? Sorry to hear that. Because, like, what's 8 years, What's 4 years? It's like instant. Yeah, blink, I'm almost 40. Blink, I'll almost be 50. What? You know? You're turning 40? When? Too many blinks, dude. Mitsuda wrote some of the game's music after his mother passed away during this. You can hear it. You hear this sort of like, God, this track is so fucking beautiful. February. Like, stunning. Such simple harmony here. Ugh. Beautiful, that very upper register. Oh, God. And then note the pulsation there also with the left, the bass note on the lower register. Dum, 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 dum. So it's pretty cool how we're sustained and supported as we kind of go through this real beautiful, arpeggiation and in the right hand. But I mean, I didn't mean to, sorry to make us all get into our feelings, guys. Bad host. Bad host. Yeah, we're all old, motherfuckers. Everyone in this live stream is definitely over the age of 30. Everyone in this live stream's at least 28 up. Oh my God, nostalgia. Oh, my back. Remember the PlayStation? Oh my God. Death. Scram, fellas. As slowly as you can. No, but there is beauty in that, though. And there's beauty in that, and I think, honestly, a piece like Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger, and I'm always fascinated by like time shifting stuff, because I think like that sort of melancholy that exists within as you get older is really powerful, and I think like time and sort of as we get older, I think there's the fluctuation of I think understanding mortality. I think in our 20s God, I wasted my 20s because I was just like, next year's my year, next year's my year, next year's my year. I'm going to be a famous opera singer. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. Wait a second. I just realized something. I hesitate to use the word famous because I absolutely hate that, but like it's very pretentious. But I just realized that I was 10 years late, but actually I kind of made it. Whew. I feel so much love and appreciation that I get to do this as a job every day and like show up and talk about music. And the point I was trying to make is that the 20s are really difficult. And I think like we feel invincible, or we kind of push through and kind of bury because we think that we have so much time, and there were a couple people I knew when I was growing up I mean, I have I feel like I had a very privileged life, so I don't take it for granted. And like, there were a couple people in my classes that died when we were in our 20s, and classmates. And I remember always being like, what the fuck? Like, it was such a shocking thing for that to feel, to feel that, excuse me. And then, every year I was so desperate to like want to be successful. And I sort of pushed my 20s away, I can't read that way. I pushed my 20s away. Thank you so much for that. I don't know I couldn't see it. I don't know why it's being weird on Twitch. And it wasn't until, I entered into my 30s, but then COVID happened, and then I lost like 3 years of like my 30s, right? And whoever, I'm sure all of us lost time, and it's very interesting though to be on this side of 30, almost 40, and be like, oh, now health really is everything now. I feel like health is so important, and we really undervalue it because you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, my back hurts. Like today I'm sore. Why? I have no fucking idea. like it just, I don't know. I slept in some way, like I didn't do anything, and yet, like fucking back. Yeah, Scars of Time. It's actually like a very heavy piece. It's a heavy game. It's beautiful, but through that veneer of beauty, it actually paints a picture of kind of sadness. But yeah, once you let, I'm actually in the process of losing weight. Thankfully, I'm almost 10 pounds down. And it's very scary because it's like, once you cross a certain threshold, it's really tough to regain. It's like better to deal with it now, than to get to a point where all of a sudden you have no control over it. Before we keep talking about this existential dread, let's take a look at Dreamy Shards. Thank you. No, I haven't listened. I haven't listened to that. Crossing the Temporal Rubicon. Yeah, I mean, I think Chrono Cross is definitely, thematically, is definitely up my alley. Gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, nothing like a little existential dread in your morning or day. It's beautiful stuff. And hey, COVID. It's beautiful stuff. It really is just sublime. And it's amazing how much. It's just amazing how this stuff just, this is why I like talking about music, because it's notes on a page are excellent. Chords, meter, excellent, right? Excellent. Important. Essential. Can't have one without the other. And being able to talk about complex emotional topics within the scope of music is, to me, heaven. Because this is the kind of stuff that the average person, who we're all busy as fuck, doesn't get to talk about because of time, because of having to, look after the family. Work is crazy. The Thanksgiving's coming up in the States, the holiday season, like any number of reasons that are all valid. But being able to take 2 hours and sit down and listen to a soundtrack or listen to pieces of music and expound and ponder how we feel or why we feel, or think about nostalgia, or think about, our childhood, or think about how we feel now. That's the stuff that is irreplaceable to me, and so wonderful and interesting, and I think extremely profound. And, I hope that you got out of this as much as I did, because I think, there's just so much in any soundtrack, but in this particular case, since we were listening to this, the comparisons between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, but really the depths of our emotion that is possible. I hope that you were able to find some delight in this, existential or otherwise. I'm happy to have shared this with you, and yeah. If anybody's interested, there's an excellent arrangement of Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross by Yasunori Mitsuda and Millennial Fair. Ah, yeah. I bet Destiny 2's OST would be interesting. I don't actually cover Destiny's soundtrack anymore because of, they don't respect their musicians. So why would I respect their music? It's really a shame. I haven't done Destiny music in nigh on a year since that last expansion came out. We don't cover Bungie music on the channel as a point of interest, as a purpose. So with that being said, thank you for hanging out. We're gonna take a little break, just to kind of reset, and then pretty much the rest of the day will not be Xenoblade Chronicles, but it will be Where Winds Meet. Because I'm obsessed. So thank you again to Renshin for requesting this and sponsoring this stream. And I am going to shut this stream down and start another one up in about 20-ish minutes. So around noon Eastern. All right, everybody, be well. Take care of yourselves. And we'll talk to you very soon, okay? Of course. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your week off. Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. I'm sure it was gorgeous. Xenogears when? Great question. Let me get through Legend of Dragoon first. The next stream will still be Chrono Cross? No, it'll be Where Winds Meet. So, of course, my pleasure. Thank you. We'll see you soon. I'll be back in about half hour. Take care.